So we have a report over here which has a couple of data cards and we have a couple of other graphical elements over here. But when I'm selecting a value from this drop down, you can see that the values change in the cards and the visuals, right? But when I'm selecting a value which has no data in these other elements, we're getting a blank in this data card. So in I don't want to see this blank, and instead of this blank I want it to be shown as zero. There are no rows or no values. I want it to be shown as zero. So right now the way that I'm displaying this data is that I have a column called issue ID. So that is a text column, so you can see that it's a text. So I placed it over here and I selected it as count distinct. So this is the way that I have gotten this value. So we need it to be shown as zero, right? Instead of blank. So what we need to do is we need to create a measure in this label. So I'm going to create a measure and I'm just going to write it as, okay, we'll leave it as measure for now. So we have a function called distinct count. Distinct count, and the column that I'm using is, where is that? Issue ID, right? So we have this column now. So I'm going to give it as OK. And instead of this one, I'm just going to replace it. I'm going to close this one and I'm going to drag the measure over here. So you can see that even now it is showing us blank. So the difference that we need is can be achieved by going to the measure and we can add a zero over there, plus zero, and we do it as OK. So now you can see that instead of blank it became zero. So what actually happened here is that this part of the formula is counting the distinct values in that column. But when there are no values, this value function also returns a blank. So when we are adding this plus zero, right? So with this blank, this plus zero is getting added. So Power BI will see this zero as the highest value. So it's going to show us zero. If you have some other values like any whole numbers, it won't affect it because any whole number plus zero is the whole number itself. So if I select another one, you can see that it's showing the proper values. And when we select the black hole, we get zero. So this is how you do that. So thank you for watching.